Hey guys, it's Josie. Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought we would do a video on the difference between free-range chickens and pasture-raised chickens. So whenever I first got chickens, we just thought free-range was just, just let them go do whatever they want to do and that's it. But I've actually done a lot more research about it just to see, because we've been having trouble with our chickens just getting poop everywhere and things like that. I will have that video up in one of the card sections up above, but we've been having trouble with that, so I've been trying to see what I want to do with them. So I started researching what's the difference between pasture raised and free range chickens. So one, everybody thinks that free range chickens are just fantastic. You really need free range chickens, but I don't think they really know the term, what it means of free range. Because if you look up free range chickens, that means that they have access to, property to go out and explore on. That just means access to. It could be 2 square foot of land, or it could be a little bit more. It just depends, but as long as they have access to it, it doesn't mean that they're going to be able to be in the garden, or it doesn't mean that they're going to even be out like that. So it just means that they have to have access to it. So you have to have a door to have access out, so they could if they needed to, which free range doesn't necessarily say that you specifically have to say that you have to put it outside, as long as you have access. But pasture raised is for those chickens who are just out on the property, and in order to be pasture raised, you have to have 108 square foot per hen of space for your chickens to actually be classified as pasture raised, which I would believe that we are, how we're doing it right now, but that's going to be changing soon. But so when a lot of people say, hey, yeah, I got free range chickens and stuff like that, you might want to really be specific and see what they're really talking about, because a lot of times that could just mean that they're just in their coop still and only have a little bit of access to the land. So one benefit of pasture raised chickens though is that they are able to forage more. They have a lot more area to roam, and they are able to pick what they want, eat seeds, eat different bugs. Whereas if a free range chicken, if they're just in their one area, they won't have as much as a variety, not as much protein, which can make their eggs show that it's not doing very good. So that was some really cool information, you guys. Another thing is that whenever you free range, you still have to give them a bunch of scraps and feed and stuff, because they're not having access to as much property as other ones will. So like you can see my chickens right now, they're looking for stuff to eat. They're all over the yard looking for stuff to eat. And that's what you want them to do. You really want them to be able to find their food so that they can have a good balance of bugs and seeds, and also so their egg yolks will be really bright for you. And then free range, it can just be a little piece of property, 2 square foot per chicken, which is nothing. However, I do understand if you have to, and I understand, that it's still better than nothing. As long as you can give them that diet and supplement things that they aren't getting, I think it would be very beneficial if you were to do that. What we are going to be doing with our chickens is going to get the electric netting, which we already have, and we are going to be putting it in one area, and then we're going to rotate it when needed, so that they can still get plenty of grass and control the bugs and stuff. However, and some food, but we're still going to just have them contained in a smaller spot instead of all over the yard, because it's getting a little bit difficult. And I don't want to run a fence, to block off certain areas, like a wood fence or anything like that. So that's what we've decided to do. So whenever you're thinking of pasture raised and free range chicken, just be keeping this in mind and try to figure out what it really is, because a lot of people not actually knowing what the free range part means. It just means that they have to have access to that free range area. So that is some good information, and I liked getting that, you guys. It was awesome. being able to learn about it, because whenever I first got chickens, I really didn't know hardly anything. But with having them longer and doing more things with them and stuff like that, you end up learning more things. Now, I don't think pasture-raised chickens is that, or free-range chickens is that big of an issue. As long as you're supplementing them the way you should be. It could affect if you have like meat chickens sometimes, just because you know, you want them to have a certain diet and things like that. But I don't think it really affects anything too much. Just don't be trying to pay extra for the free range name than the pasture raised, because it's similar, you know, it's always similar, but some people like to use certain words, certain big words that they think that people are holding on to so that they can charge more for that product, and that's not always the case, you guys. I have some chickens that their yolk isn't that bright, and some that are. Even when they are pasture raised, they might not be getting, or might not be wanting to eat what they need to, or trying to find things like they need to. But just don't have that name or that title, because you can pay more money for those kind of things. But that is it for today's video, you guys. I just thought I would share that information with you because I did read that. And let me know, are you wanting to pasture raise your chickens, or are you wanting to free range? Or are you going to be putting them in a coop and let them stay in one single area so that they don't, you know, make a mess everywhere and things like that? So let me know what y'all are going to do. And don't forget, as always, to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time.